It was previously a listed private equity fund manager, but restructured itself in 2011 as an investment holding group. It owns 52% of Pepkor, 10% of Premier Foods, and 20% of Iceland Foods. Brait has a market cap of 21.7 billion rand, price to earnings ratio of 7.3, and a dividend yield of 0.5%. They seem to be back in the game, don't they, Paul?
Yeah, because they did that big capital equity raise and they put themselves forward as a new entity. John Nodder is a friend of mine. He's done a super job there. Since they listed, they just about doubled their value in the market as well.
I really want to come to one of your dinner parties with your group of friends.
So, I mean, net, I think it's got a lot to like in there. Pepkor, of course, remember, is very similar to Mr. Price. Low-end, cheap school uniforms, inexpensive underpants invested and imported from China and the likes. That's probably doing fine, although maybe not the sweetest spot in the retail environment. Premier's also fine, and Iceland is a surprisingly good business, UK-based, frozen foods, that kind of thing. I think they would have liked to do a few more deals by now. What quite Christo Wiese has in mind for them remains to be seen, though, because remember, he is also a shareholder in Pepkor and owns a lot of Brait as well.
Yeah, Christo Wiese is also another name you don't underestimate out there, Gabrand.
Yeah, certainly. I think they did a deal about 2 years back or 18 months back where some of the Pepkor shares traded and Brait shares traded hands between those parties. And certainly from that time, the Brait share has been doing excellent. But it's again, you fall back on these companies to go back to a net asset value play. In the latest sets, I think they were about 27 Rand. This share trades at around 41. So it's not many times that you actually pay a 20 or 30% premium to the net asset value play. So something must be going on at the moment.
Well, of course, Paul's question is going to be, can it double in 5 years' time? Is there any chance of that happening?
I think so, look, because John and his team with Bruce McRobert and others there will probably go out and find other exciting businesses to look after. I mean, they still have a rump of a private equity portfolio, but they've got a very good team there. I wouldn't be surprised if they do some quite big deals. I know they looked very hard at the Food Corp business, which eventually went and got taken by Rainbow. They paid probably a little bit more for it. But you know, there are a number of other substantial businesses in the food space, in retail as well, where they've got demonstrable success stories with Pepkor. So I think they'll just bolt on other deals. I would back the team here, and I think given their success of their listing, they can basically raise as much money as they want on the equity market.
Notwithstanding, John Nodder is a friend of yours. We need to continue to disclose that throughout the discussion.
He's a top guy. What a top guy.
All your friends are, Paul. I've never heard you diss one of your friends on the show. Do you like the management team here, Gabrand?
Now, look, I think they've proven themselves as well, but it all comes back to what you pay for a specific company. Yes, they can do some exotic deal with somebody bolting on vertical integration or whatever they can do with the specific industry. But certainly, I think another instance is that we also think that the retail market and the retail space are a bit expensive where it is at the moment in South Africa. We think there's some pressure coming through, especially on the microloan side and especially on the low end side. So we think it's pricey fair.
In the old days, it was Terry Dalle and Anthony Ball behind Brait.
Yes.
What's happened on that front?
Well, Terry went off and started his own thing called Metier Investments, and basically Anthony Ball has retired to spend more time with his money. So they're not actively involved in the business anymore. It's very much John's show these days. But, I mean, they've done quite a masterful thing since they listed where they draw attention to the NAV or the share price based on the comparable valuations using various sales to market cap metrics from Mr. Price and from other rival food groups like Tiger and so on. So they've really tried to draw people's attention to that as an investment holding company rather than as an operating entity with a price to earnings ratio. But having said that, that seems to sort of run its course now. And as I said earlier, I'm not so negative about the underlying trends in their current businesses, but I think to take this thing to the next level, to take it from 40 Rand to 80 Rand in the market, they're definitely going to have to do something.
Nifty deal making.
A new set of transactions. But of course, that's what they do. These guys were private equity vultures back in the days, so they're constantly looking at and evaluating business opportunities.
Gabrand, hot or not on Brait?
I'm going to go for not hot. You just can't pay 30% premium to net asset value.
Paul, given that John Nodder is your friend, hot or not?
No, I'm hot on it
Brait?
given the team issue, but I would concede that the current valuation looks quite lofty, but I'm still hot on it notwithstanding.
Thank you for clarifying that.